All right, everybody, welcome to André Live. We got CJ Reid. Come on in. Welcome to the André Love Cafe. Here we go. When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Good to see you tonight. Then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Oh, just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. In the basement, CJ. In the basement, baby. Hey. A lovely day. It's that Thursday night kind of show. When the day that lies ahead of me, hey, seems impossible to face, when someone else instead of me always seems to know the way. Oh, then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Oh, just one look at you, and I know. Gotta take you to church sometime, CJ. A lovely day. A lovely day. Good to see y'all. Y'all made me pull out the big notes tonight. We got CJ Reid, my brother from another mother. We're gonna talk about Walmart runs, crazy bush gardens, and everything in between. Do you know this nigga got married? This nigga got married. Oh, then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Oh, just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be, sing along if you know it, a lovely day. A lovely day. Hey, church rock time, church rock. Hey, and some church notes. It's gonna be, oh, it's gonna be, oh, yeah. Woo! So, hey, yeah, hey, yeah. Woo! That's how you make me feel, CJ. Ooh. Oh, CJ. Let me unmute you, baby. Let me unmute you. I had to do that one.
Come on, sing it.
CJ, could you introduce yourself to the people in Andre's Love Cafe? Tell them a little bit about yourself before we get started into the show tonight.
Oh, goodness. Hi, everybody.
CJ, okay, wait. I
I
love you
already know
so
how
much.
it's gonna be.
I should do a proper introduction. It's just we're so comfortable. I met
Yeah,
CJ. I met CJ at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. Probably it's like 5 or 6. Was it 4, 5, 6 years ago?
it's like 7 now, but it's
Shut your
okay.
mouth. No. And so
7,
CJ,
yes.
I got bussed into Virginia to work on several projects in that park. CJ was a driver, and so we befriended each other in the shenanigans of side dressing rooms, and we eventually became 2 a.m. in the morning Walmart buddies, going shopping. And the shenanigans that started the show are the exact same shenanigans that we would carry on in Walmart.
At 2 o'clock in the morning.
Lord. Okay, so once again, when I met CJ, we were at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. He's a phenomenal singer, phenomenal dancer, phenomenal actor, and even a more brilliant heart. And he's married. Remind me of your husband's name again.
His name is DJ.
DJ, CJ, and DJ. I love it. And y'all recently wed. How long have you been married for?
Oh, it'll be 9 months next week already.
9 months. Just when's the baby due?
Hello? Hello?
Oh man, sorry y'all. We got comments going down here at the start of the show. Sunflower is dancing along. RR, do you know RR? That says hey. Sunflower also says not the shout. Look, child, praise is what I do. Let's see. Catherine M. Reed says, "Family here, wash hands." Yes. That's supposed to be the hands that.
That is my mother.
Hey, Catherine. Hey, Mama. I love when mamas show up. Mamas are my favorite people. She's smiling and she's loving. And then DJ's in. I met DJ like once or twice because he would sit front row in the fest house, and just show after show. Good to see you, DJ. I know it's been a month of Sundays, but I love you so much. And when I saw that you and CJ were wed, I was like, you know what? Dreams do come true for some people. I can't find a piece of a man, but y'all are beautifully happy. Do y'all have like fur babies or anything like that?
We have like a lot of like we call them extended family kids. We have a lot of extended family, but they're our real family. So we do have kids in the sense, but it's more so like they're like our God kids, but they're our kids to us. So we're definitely their fathers and stuff like that. So
are these like baby babies or are these like grown people who are the godchildren? Because
grown.
Yeah.
Grown.
We all need love, regardless of our age.
Yes.
You could be 5 or 50 or 500. We all need love. Okay, CJ, tell everybody, including Tanisha Reed. Good to see Tanisha Reed, Catherine Reed. We got it's a Reed family reunion in here tonight.
Clearly.
Tell people what lights you up, CJ. Like, I know you personally. I've been personally in your love bubble and in your light bubble, so I know what it feels like to be by the tap with bleach and cutting up in Walmart in the middle of the night. But what lights you up? What's your gift that you feel you want to give to the world?
The fact that I've come across so many people who feel like that, life has passed them by. They're too old to, continue on doing what they may love to do. So I think what lights me up more is to show people that you're never too old to start over. You're never too old to, get that dream job, or you're never too old to, just simply go about living life like you want to. Like, you can find a husband, you can find a wife, you can go back to school. Like, you don't have to feel like, oh, I'm this old, so I can't do it anymore. And especially when in our profession where, now that we're older, we're becoming the older ones.
Wait, I'm gonna stop you right there. I was with you. I was with you until you said now that we're older.
Yes, I'm throwing you under there too.
Keep going. Talk for yourself. The nerve.
We don't look like we are young at heart.
Finish your thought. My bad. Keep going.
No, you're fine. But when you're seasoned and lightly battered, you know, you know, a lot of times you come across you like, you know, I've been in a number of casts to where, you know, I've been the older one. So, and you know, I don't look how old I am, which is good. But you know, sometimes for a lot of people that can really discourage them when they, you know, get into when they're, you know, continuing on in this industry and you know how cutthroat our industry can be. So
Yeah, I do. Do you have you were talking about, what I heard and what you were saying was it's never too late to have a personal comeback. It's never too late to just come back. Do you have a personal comeback story that you want to share? I know I'm a little off script here, but is there a moment in your life where you really felt like down and out and then you just, you know, like somehow miraculously you just popped back onto the scene? You have one of those stories you want to share with everybody?
you know, it's actually the funny thing is when I first got injured, it was right before a show that I had to do. And it was a, you know, a show that we were performing at this gig, and we were at late night rehearsal the night before, and I dislocated my knee the day
No.
before the show, and
No.
or the morning of the show, and
Do you
that
remember?
put me out of dance.
Do you remember what you were in? Were you in like a?
No, it was like a performance that we were performing at, like it was like a nightclub performance type
Yeah, but
thing.
were you like turning out, or were you like doing mid pirouette?
Oh,
Were you in the?
it was a move where we went from all fours on the floor and we jumped in the air and did like a switch kick in the air. And
Mhm.
when I landed, my knee went one way and my body went the other way.
Woo.
And I heard it, and I thought I broke my leg because that's how loud it was to me. So I automatically knew, like, my knee started to swell. And I knew just from that, I was like, I'm not going to be able to perform tomorrow. And my knee got worse. And so that one injury ended up putting me out of dance for an entire year. So
How'd you,
I was kind
how'd
of miserable.
Yeah, I was going to ask
I
you,
was
how'd you
kind of
feel during
miserable.
that year? Because as a person who's, you know, had to go on like mandated vocal rest, in the past, like you feel like Superman or Superwoman or super person without your powers, you know, because you love
Right.
dance so much, right? How'd you get through that?
You know, I would have to say my family. My family was there. You know, my grandmother, you know, God rest her soul, she took care of me, my mom, my dad. You know, and it was, I didn't realize how much people use their knees until you can't use your knee, and then you realize how much you can't move your leg, you can't really walk, you know. And it was devastating to me because, you know, we're movers, so you know, that's what we do for a living. We move, we dance. So I had to learn how to teach because I was teaching classes at the time. So I had to learn how to teach while sitting in a chair with my leg wrapped. so
Wow.
so
Wow.
it was, yeah, it was not fun, but it was very uplifting when I finally got to be able to dance again. But it took me
Yeah.
a while to learn to do it again. So
And CJ has been on various stages since then. Like I said, I met him in Busch Gardens, and he is a singer and a dancer. And what I love about CJ is when you're on this. This is personal. This is personal now because when you're on the stage with CJ, you can feel the light coming off of him. He's not one of those dancers that's kind of like in their head, or a singer that's in their head and it's kind of just like going through the motions and kind of 5, 6, 7, 8 calling the show. And like you were always giving energy and excitement, not only to the audience, but to the other people on the stage. And you know, as well as I know, that there's a difference in this business between people who give love. Actually, some people see it as actually like a job, like where they punch in, they
right,
punch. And on
right.
that particular contract that we were on, I remember for months they were like, there was a lot of back chatter amongst the singers about how I would wink at people on stage, and it made one of my coworkers uncomfortable that I was
Oh,
winking at her. And I'm like, I'm trying to give you love, but
It's a
people.
show.
It's a show, and if I'm going to be here, I want to enjoy it too. For people who are
Right.
just joining, I am interviewing my friend CJ tonight. We worked together many moons ago. He did clock me and called me old to my face, which is what real friends can do. We're certainly not going in reverse. I love this guy. I really, really do love this guy. He's a true friend, not only in the business, but also in real life. We always cut up. I have a set of questions that I send out to everybody who's coming on an interview. They're the same standard questions. And so I'm going to jump around a little bit, and feel free in the comments, if you're watching in the Reddit backstage, or if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, feel free to comment your answers as well. And I'll put them up on the screen, because you're hanging out at Andre's Love Cafe, wrong side of the screen, in Andre's Love Cafe, and we want everybody to feel welcome. I'm still working on my my weatherman,
Right. It's like
my Vanna White. Okay, what is your most marked characteristic? Like when you come into a space, or when people who know you, when you come, what is your most marked characteristic? How would people characterize you? And you can answer in the audience as well.
My facial expressions. I tell a lot. I tell a lot with my face. It doesn't matter whether I'm talking or whether somebody is saying something to me. Even, and in the pandemic, we've had masks on, and the sad thing is, people can still tell my characteristics of how I'm feeling, because my face it tells everything. I can't hide it. I can't lie about it, and it's just. I'll even be making a face, and sometimes my husband will be like, CJ, your face. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Is there a historical figure that you identify with?
A historical figure. You know what? I would have to say, for me, both of my parents are my historical figures. Because
talk about them for a little bit. This is Catherine M. Reed, who's on the screen. Is that Daddy that's in the picture with her right there? Or
yes, that is Carl Sr. Yes.
Wow. Tell me about your parents. I want to hear about them.
My parents have been married for over 30 something years, and not to blow up their head or anything, but the interesting thing is, when we were growing up, they showed us, what hard work is. They showed us, what it means to, get where you want to be, but you have to work hard to do it. Nobody's going to give you anything in the world. And, that was true for me, because, I'm pretty much the only artist in the family. So, I'm, as far as like the only dancer, like we all sing and stuff, but I'm like the only like dancer, choreographer, actor, all that. So it's it took a bit, but and my dad was like really hardcore. Like my parents were hardcore. They did not take no mess. And we we learned off of that. All of us learned off of it. Like me and both of my brothers, like we learned to take this.
How many siblings? Like how many were there in the house?
I'm the youngest of 3. So I have 2 older brothers. Yeah, I have 2 older brothers. So I was the youngest of 3. And
I'm the oldest of 3 boys.
Really?
Yeah. So I want to ask
I've always been the youngest.
What is that like being the youngest? My youngest brother is named Nehemiah. What is that? How does that feel? I don't know what it's like, because us trailblazing oldest kids out here that
the funny thing is, a lot of people think that the babies are spoiled. Hence, one of my performance names is Baby. But because I'm truly the baby of 3. But they always say, the baby is spoiled. I didn't get spoiled. I couldn't go nowhere. My brothers could go like to, sleepovers and all that stuff. And I didn't get to go because I was too young. And so, I didn't get the new clothes. I got hand-me-downs from my brothers.
Miss Catherine said, we don't play that around here. Everybody gets treated the same. Wow.
So yeah,
it builds character. When and where are you the happiest in life, CJ?
When I'm performing.
Tanisha
honestly.
says you're spoiled, child. Tanisha blew your spot up.
Oh, whatever. When I'm performing, I would have to say I'm my happiest because it's something about being on stage. It doesn't matter whether it's one person, 100 people, 1,000 people. Even at Busch Gardens, sometimes our venues would be packed for our shows. But even, we were, running back and forth on and off stage, making those 8,000 costume changes that we had to
8,000.
make. We had to make those 8,000 costume changes. But I would have to say, I would not trade it. I would not trade it. It's something about being on stage and knowing not necessarily that it's just a job, but the fact that I'm getting paid for what I love to do. So, and it doesn't feel like work. I'm happy to go and do a show, no matter how tired I am. I would do that 24/7.
I love that the husband's in here. Happiest equals dancing and eating good ranch and Chipotle.
That too.
What is good ranch? What is good? Is
You
that the Hidden
know,
Valley?
no, that's when you go to like the diners and when you get like the homemade ranch at the diners or the different restaurants that make their own ranch, that's what we call the good ranch, not the store-bought ranch, but the good ranch.
Oh, excuse the fuck out of me. I literally have never had the good ranch that I would know of.
If you ever been to a restaurant where they make their own ranch in house,
Who
that's
does
what
that?
we consider the good ranch.
Who
Huh?
does that though? Who do you know makes
You
a good ranch?
um
Because
well, up here we have diners in the triad. So we have, Jake's Diner, we have Carolina Diner, and we have different diners. So, and the diner make their own ranch in house. So it's not the Hidden Valley Ranch, it's not, the Kraft Ranch. It's not the regular, buttermilk ranch. It's literally like they make their own ranch in house and it's so good.
speaking of good ranch and good lovin', I'm kind of teeing you up for this because he's on the screen right now.
Uh-oh.
Who is the greatest love of your life?
My husband.
Why'd you say it like that? Don't say it like that.
No, okay. Well, the funny thing is, so funny story. So me and my husband have been together. Well, we have been together physically, going on 8 years. It'll be 8 years in July.
Wow.
But we've been married for 9 months, but we have known each other for over 18 years.
How? When you're only How when you're only 22?
Hello, thank you. But we actually met when I was in college. We met my freshman year in college, and I'll never forget it. He tried to. We have a mutual friend. Well, we had a mutual friend. She passed away some years ago,
So
but
sorry.
they were standing at like the pool tables, and so he decided that he wanted to talk to me when I came in this club one day.
I know that's
And
right.
so and so, she already knew who I was. And so she called me over and, she was like, hey, this is baby, blah, blah, blah. And so he, biting his lip and all this other stuff and being all macho, like, hey,
Not the
what's up?
biting of
My
the
name is
lip.
DJ. Right. And so I legit said, hey, roll my eyes. And I walked away. Like,
And I oop.
that's legit what I did. And our friend was like, is that all you're gonna say? And I was like, yeah. And I kept walking. So that was our legit first meeting, like
And then
over
how
18 years ago.
you can't just leave it there though. How did you eventually walk back?
So
Clearly.
actually, well, yeah. Well, so eventually we started hanging out with the same people. So um I can't stand him.
For those of you over in the Reddit backstage who can't see what's on the screen, the husband DJ is saying Roadrunner and Coyote had to chase and chase. Did I mention chase?
So we eventually started hanging out with the same people, and so we started being at the same gatherings together. I saw him a lot at the club, so we kind of became really cool together. We became a part of the same extended family, and so eventually we took kind of a thing to where we started talking a little more. And kind of getting to know each other more, because he's well known in the club scene and all that stuff for pageants and hosting and things of that. Right. So he's well known in that sense, but I always knew that personality from him, so I always thought he was just an asshole, like
Yeah, you thought he was all like all the time.
He was just like, well, or more, because like he would host a lot of shows, and like he was well respected. He's still well respected in the pageant world, and all that stuff. So it's one of those. I was kind of putting off by that, because I always knew that side of him. I never knew that there was a sweet person underneath that until our first date. So, and he took me to the beach for our first date. So that's where I learned who he actually was.
In the sand, honey, in the sand.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna long walk on the beach.
I'm gonna dedicate this long walk on the beach to you and DJ. Okay, I wasn't at the wedding, but I were.
Pandemic.
I know. We're gonna meet again soon. Here's the DJ and CJ. When I fall in love, it will be forever, or he'll chase you, or I'll never fall in love. In a restless world like this is, good to see y'all tonight. Love is ended before it's begun, and too many moonlight kisses seem to cool in the warmth of the sun. When I give my heart, it'll be completely, or I'll never give my heart. And the moment I can feel that you feel that way too is when I fall in love with you. I thank you, CJ, for being here tonight on André Live. You're amazing. We're going to come back from this song and get some closing thoughts from you. But thanks everybody who's watching over on the Reddit backstage and out on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch land. CJ is one of my favorite people in the world, and I just wanted to share him with you. Or I'll never fall in love. In a restless world, sure is, like this is. Love is ended before it's begun, and too many moonlight kisses seem to cool in the warmth of the sun. when I give my heart. That's what DJ said. That's what. Oh, God, you're killing me. It will be completely, or I'll never give my heart. This is the way we would cut up in Walmart. They'd be like, get out of here. And the moment I can feel that, you feel that way too, is when I fall in love with you. That goes out to DJ and CJ. CJ, what have you been doing over the last year and a half while we've been stuck? Some of us been stuck in the house. What does that look like for you, buddy?
You know, it's crazy that it's been over a year that we have been dealing with all this. But me, I would say at first I was cool because I still had a whole bunch of gigs lined up. But I think what happened was when my gigs started canceling, like one after one after one, I was, up for I was gonna be working on like a movie where I was a supporting role, and due to the pandemic, it got canceled. It's just so much stuff, and so I eventually, I sat around for a little bit, but luckily because I was getting married, I had, time to occupy, because I was taking a break anyway to plan my wedding. So it still kind of helped a little bit because I didn't really have to worry about anything.
You were
But
preoccupied.
then, yeah, I was occupied, so I didn't really have to think about it. I think once we got married and everything, and it started getting closer to the holidays, and I was just like, wow, I'm used to going and going and going. The holidays is the hardcore times for us. Like we we don't have, the holidays, everybody else, is off, but performers, that's our main time. So we're always performing, we're always, going and going. So I can't say I was mad about it though, because it's the first time in over like 5.5, 6 years that I got to spend the holidays with my family. I got to spend the holidays with no interruptions with my husband. So it was, I appreciated it. I couldn't be mad about it. But a lot of stuff I had to do, online. So, teaching things online, or, having a class online, or doing choreography, and, doing stuff and working on projects via Zoom or via Skype. And it's a whole different ball game. And it's a whole different ball game trying to put a routine together while on Zoom or Skype versus in person. And then the people that you're with are either all over the world or on different in different states, or it's really difficult to do that. So I technically commend a lot of us performers and a lot of us arts people that have had to step up and be creative, and even like you're doing right now, like having interviews with people. It helps us, because a lot of stuff is still not open for us performers. Things are starting to open more, but a lot of people, a lot of my friends have been out of work. A lot of my friends have, not danced. For me, I hadn't danced in over a year. So the first time I, finally danced in a show, because, it's totally different teaching or choreographing. But when you have to perform it, that's a whole different ball game. And, jumping back into it, like, I was just like, well, shit, I need to go to the gym because I'm tired. Like,
stamina,
that stamina, and we're used to 6 and 7 shows a day. And, to literally go from 6 and 7 shows to literally no shows for literally like months and months, that's taxing on your body. So you have to really, I've had to be self-motivating. And like I said, I commend my family too for, keeping me uplifted, and my husband for being there with me. But it's a thing to where, the pandemic has showed everybody that I think it showed everybody what your true, if you had a weakness, what your true weakness is. And it truly showed you, if you didn't have anybody else, because nobody could go anywhere, nobody could hang out, nothing was open. So I think the pandemic showed a lot of people, if, just how much you need to cherish your friendships, cherish your family, cherish being able to work. You know what I'm saying? Cherish being able to just go out and sit in the sun with, family or friends. And because, for a year and some change, we haven't been able to do that. And some people have been miserable. Like, some people have been miserable. People have learned that their kids are truly bad as hell. It's like everybody has learned different things about themselves, and some people found out that they were needy. And, you find
all of this, yeah.
all of it. And everybody has found out just that. And I think that has been something that I cherish from it. In a bad situation, as far as the pandemic, I think, to me, the fact that that is what I took from it, along with, planning a wedding and getting married during a pandemic, which was a whole nother ball game. But I wouldn't have had it any other way. I truly wouldn't have.
All right, second to last question, I think. Tell me about that wedding day, because you got, you eloped, and I don't think you eloped. I think you actually had venue and all of that, but you had to do it pretty small because of what we're going through. What was that? Because I know that you love DJ so much. Like, you talked about him in the dressing room, you talked about him in the car, talked about him in Walmart. Like, I know you love him so much. What was it like to actually have, like, your wedding day to this man who had to chase and chase and chase you? Did he have to chase you on wedding day too, or was it smooth? What was the wedding day like?
The funny thing was, I would say the wedding was stressful, not because of the wedding itself, but we took it upon ourselves to do the entire wedding ourselves. So everything that you saw, like decorations, like everything, like we did all of that ourselves. Like, we didn't hire anybody. We did it all. We didn't hire anybody to do it. So that was already stressful because we were very hands-on. I think the day of the wedding ended up being an emotional mess. So it was great. Was
it because you were feeling it? Is it because you were just like, this is the...
It was nervous. I was nervous. It was a lot of our families, like, together were meeting for the very first time. So, and to have all my family in one venue, and to have his family in the same venue, and and we did have this big, like, elaborate wedding plan, but it was nerve-wracking because everything with the pandemic kept changing. So, every single day the governor came on, and I was like, oh God, what do we have to change? So it got to the point where we kept having to change stuff. And, when you're paying the amount of money you're paying for a wedding, every 5 seconds, 1 minute, you're told you can have this number. And every single day it's like, now it's this number. And then, oh, well, now it's this number. Meanwhile, we've already bought a number of things. So, what I'm saying? So now we're stuck with, 300 and something things when we only need like 50. You
overpaid for all that surplus.
Yes. Yes.
No.
And we did, we planned our wedding for about 2 years. So we was engaged for like 2 years. And it was so annoying because we kept having to change everything, and we kept having to go based off restrictions. But I will say, like I said, the day of the wedding, it was amazing. Like, everybody that was there, and we did kind of like a wedding, and then the different people that we couldn't really invite, we had a live stream going in a private group. So it was really small and intimate because we didn't really want a big shindig. You know what I'm saying? So it was like,
Tell me about the moment.
but
Did you say I do? Like, tell me about the moment when you said, like, when you uttered the words. Okay, who married you, by the way? I don't know any of these details. Who married you? Who?
Oh, I'm sorry. Pastor Devontae Jackson, of New Faith MCC, out of Winston-Salem.
Oh.
He married us. He's one of our dear friends as well. So it was amazing. But the thing was, so with me and him, both of my brothers were on my wedding side, so they were our wedding party. So he is the youngest of two brothers as well, so he had his two brothers on his side, and I had my two brothers on my side. So we were already an emotional mess. So when we said I do, we were both already bawling. Like it was ridiculous. Like we were crying. But I would say everybody was crying, everybody was laughing. Our wedding was perfect. It really was. And it's still surreal to me, like, the fact I have a husband. So it's surreal to me. But honestly, I will say being at Busch Gardens showed me that was possible, because like we weren't even engaged yet when I was at Busch Gardens. But walking around, and some of our superiors, they were being married, and all this other stuff, and I was just like, oh, so performers do get married, like it's a thing, like it's everybody's not just out here single. Like
we're allowed to have our cake and eat it too in this situation. We're allowed to be happy romantically and also happy in our creativity, both and.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that really showed me at Busch Gardens that, that was a thing. Like, there is hope. Like, you don't have everybody think of performers as everybody's single, nobody's married, and nobody's, this, that, and the third, but it's totally the opposite. And so, I'm happy that I'm able to, be one of those people as well now. But yeah, I mean, I tell anybody, a lot of people are scared to get married. A lot of people are scared to have a wedding. And I can say without any problems that as long as you have the right people, as long as you have the right family, you have, the right spouse that's willing to, be there with you and go through it with you, anything's possible. It's totally perfect. It's like nothing else anybody can ever imagine. I swear it is.
That's amazing. CJ, I got to run these commercials from the people that pay me. So if you'll just hang tight real quick, we're going to say bye in a second. I want to thank a couple people. I got to fire them manually. I want to thank Tara Priolo Studio. She's my vocal teacher, so all of the notes, blame her for those tonight. She's a phenomenal vocal teacher, though, and I want to give her a shout out. The beard is also, all the juices and berries in the beard are from Phoenix Deep Rooted. I went to high school with a woman named Scoop. She eventually got a degree in chemistry, and now she's formulating her own Black-owned beard oils and all kinds of beard balms and stuff. So I want to give her a shout out tonight as well. And also shout out to Gocaster Pro. They are doing this all-in-one podcast interface now. You can use it on platforms like this, StreamYard, Twitter Spaces, Clubhouse, that's about to come to everyone in the United States. And so if you are looking for a way, if you're an artist out there looking for a way to promote your gifts and your artistry in the ways that CJ and I do, check out Gocaster Pro. One more time, Phoenix Deep Rooted. Thank you for keeping my beard nice and hydrated so it doesn't walk off my face. Someone in the Reddit backstage was saying, is that beard real super thick, child? That ain't the only thing thick. Let me stop. Tara Priola. CJ, what's a positive message you want to leave these people with before we get taken off air?
If you need a good time, go to Walmart at night when they open back up for 24 hours. That saved our life. But no, but for real, I do miss our times at Walmart. That's what I do. But I do. But I would have to say, this thing I say to a lot of people, Definitely, it's never too late to start over. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how young you are. It's never too late to do something that you've always wanted to do. I talk to so many, older people the older people that's older than me, that's my age and younger, who again think that, the world is over. Oh, I missed my chance. And I tell them all the time, it's never too late to, get it right and actually go after what you want to go after and do it. And the last thing, don't give up on love. For the longest time, I was one of those, I'm going to be single for the rest of my life. I did. I was going to be single, and I was okay with that. And that's when, my husband popped up out of nowhere after years and years of me saying that same thing. So, I mean, I would definitely say never give up on love, because, there's somebody out there for everybody, and sometimes they're right under your nose and you don't even know it. So
Wow, CJ, I'm sending you an air hug through the internet right now. I didn't even know how much I missed you until I miss you all the time, but find you in life a buddy that you can just walk down the aisles of Walmart with at 2 a.m. If you have a friend like CJ where you can just walk through the aisles of a Walmart, taking stuff off the shelf, being like, I don't need this, and putting it back by the Ziploc bags in the produce. They're like, who are these people?
We got rehearsal at 9 a.m. I mean,
I love you, CJ. I really, really do. I really do. I thank everybody for being here on the show and coming through today. I'm Andre and the Flow. We've been talking to CJ, CRJ Talent. Check him out on Instagram. He's an awesome soul, and hire him for your next project. He can dance. He can sing, y'all. It's simple. I love it. Having you near me, having you here. Our conversations outrageous. You smile and I smile, and I say, hey, this is getting personal, personal, personal. Let's stay for a while and play. Girl, let's make this a moment. Sing along if you know it. I'm giving you the best of me. Amazing, amazing. Last song, having you close to me. Amazing. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Amazing. Give your best to me. Good morning. Here's breakfast. Lost track of time, but we had a ball. I see ya. Let's catch a movie. I love it. And then tonight's the night we'll just unwind and stay. Hey, this is getting personal. Tanisha, personal, personal. Let's stay for a while and play. Girl, let's make this a moment. Tanisha, come on. I'm giving you the best of me. Amazing, amazing. Having you close to me. Amazing. I see you, CJ. Amazing. Give your best to me. Giving you the best of me. Good to see y'all tonight on Andre Live. Amazing CRJ Talent. Amazing. Give your best to me. Having you close to me. Amazing. Outrageous. Now CJ and DJ, I'm sure they just grab each other by the waist and go, oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 got the mama too in here. Oh, it's so amazing. and giving you the best of me. So amazing, 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 yeah, yeah. Having you close to me. Ooh, hey, hey. Having you close to me. Amazing, outrageous. Give your best to me. Good night, everybody. See you soon. See you soon.